Greetings, this is Doma TV, and welcome to another segment. Today we are talking about a most interesting subject. United States of America. Land of the free, home of the brave. Kind of rolls off the tongue there, don't you think? Yeah. Well, the first things I'm going to touch on is, I saw an article that said America's in decline. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of argument for that this country is like a patient that's really sick and really needs medicine really bad. You know, I don't have to tell you. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed. Next to that, also, people here still feel that they number one. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. We're entitled to have that feeling. Of course, mind you, on paper, it's China that's number one and we're number two. Just to let you know. That's the deal with that. I also touch base on some subject matters, things that I like about this country and things I don't like about this country. It'd be so much more fun if I go into the things that what I don't like about this country, because it's much, much more colorful when I just hit on those not so wonderful things. Well, the first thing I want to jump on the politicians. I ain't a real big fan of politicians in this country, and I'll tell you why. Well, for one, they hide behind the flag, hide behind children, and they use tragedies as an operation to promote their ideas. Yeah, so that's one of my reasons for not caring for politicians too tough. Also, I'm not really too crazy about the fact that, it's, in this country you got these Jesus freaks and, people that are just overly religious. But don't get me wrong. I mean, here in this country you got the freedom for that. But you got some people, they're just they take it a little overboard with it. You need to calm down with that mess. Not the end of the world. Also, another thing I want to say is, with the lovely advancements with the science and technology, I think one of the things I really don't like is, when you come out with these, little studies that tell you things that say, well, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. Because I have to tell you, a lot of these studies are funded by good old government. Yes, sir. The bad thing about it is, when they turn out to be wrong, it's the majority of the populace that ends up paying for it, for their mistakes. So that I could definitely do without, personally. I'm trying to see, is there anything else? Well, not too crazy about a lot of laws. A lot of laws here are just downright stupid. Really. You got technicalities for stuff and other stuff, and then you got the stuff with these daggone. I don't drive a car or anything, so it doesn't apply to me. But I really feel for y'all people that drive. The crap that y'all have to put up with. The daggone cameras and stuff. Write your ticket. Write your ticket for any daggone thing. Probably write your ticket for looking at them wrong. Like, you looking at me wrong, so I'm gonna write you a ticket for that. You got a problem with the ticket, I'll write you a ticket for that ticket. Stupid junk. I think something should be done about that. My personal opinion, I think it's just another way to sit there just to squeeze taxes out of people. I tell you, here, they'll think of any way they can to squeeze a penny out your ass. Any way, any possible. You know. So you gotta be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. Because stuff changes, and before you know it, you just wake up, and there you go. You find that your car been photographed, and sent you something in the mail, and then you just you're looking at it and you're wondering what happened, and then you gotta go down to the court and try to fight it, or this, if you don't feel like dealing with it, you gotta end up paying for it. I don't know. Go figure. And also I ain't really too crazy about the whole morality factor either. Which justified and was not. That's a joke too, because when it comes to I'll give you an example. When it comes to death penalty, that's laughable. I don't really think the method they use is really all that humane. I mean, really, you look back, it's like a step up, from the usual, hangings and getting your head chopped off. Oh, lethal injection. Oh man, that's unbelievable. They stick something up in you, lovely little cocktail, and it's like getting a super put in you, and it's they're like, damn, yeah, buddy. You don't know what hit you. You feeling all kinds of combos up in you. Now, when it's funny, when they put down animals, they set up there, and they put them to sleep. I had the choice. I want what the dog is getting. I don't want this other stuff that they came up with. I think, in my opinion, I think that was just another reason to make the victim, make the victims feel better, as if they, as that the person is actually paying for their crime. So, rather than make it easy going for them, we gonna make this joint suffering for your ass. On top of it, we gonna make it where you have a personal view to see their ass get hooked up while you sat in the chair chilling. Basically, we make sure that you get no kind of comfort out of this whatsoever. Make sure you are paying. It would have been, but once again, we're living in this society where all of a sudden, I think, people are stuck on the revenge factor. People, as much as you got people that says, well, I believe in doing stuff the right way and stuff. Deep down inside, they want to see, some of these people, they want to see people suffer. They want to see them feel it, and then, it's not enough. It's not enough to send them to death row. They got, they have to be there, when it's all said and done, when the paperwork is all set up and all that good stuff, and and then they're sitting there behind that lovely window, and that person's about to get that needle put up in them, and it's like, yeah, buddy. It's just like, yeah. Now who's paying for it? I don't know. That's just one of my theories. I can't really prove it, but I think some aspects, somebody along the lines felt the reason that to create that cartel the best way. The way that they did. Look, if you just wanted to do a setup for a new way, I won't say a new way because it's not really a new way. Dr. Kevorkian, he already had it down pat before they even was doing this crap. They should have just went to him for that. Cause he already knew how to do it. He already knew how to kill you without the suffering. He already had the method. You just should have went to Dr. Kevorkian. But people don't want to listen. Okay. Another thing I'm gonna say, I don't really like it. The thing is, when you have people in this country and they give you warnings and people don't heed the warnings. Good example. Jimmy Carter, he gave us warnings. 400 people got stupid. We live in this kind of society where people want stuff when they want it. They want to have their cake and eat it too. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Because, you know, later down the line, it ends up biting you in the ass. And, you know, and then, you know, you find yourself looking stupid, and you got that look on your face, like, you know, well, hey, what happened? No, I ain't gonna tell you. You know, I don't have to tell you what happened. It's what you didn't do. So, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, just as much as I could say that with this country, I could also say that with the human beings in general. But still, you know, in this country, there's a lot of stuff that could have been prevented, mind you. One of the many big ones, the 9/11 thing, that could have been prevented. That right there was this uncalled for. Another thing in this country that really trips me out. Oh man, I tell you, we're gonna jump on the subject of vegans. Oh man, they're a special type. They're a special type. They're like a whole different type of human being. You know, literally. I mean, some of them, they're just like arrogant. They think they're better than everybody else. You know, I mean, not all of them. Some of them. I'm just gonna say some of them. You got some that are really cool people. I ain't gonna lie. You know, they're really cool, and you know, they're not assholes. I'm just gonna say some of y'all vegan people. Some. You know. I'll also say, along the line, I don't think vegans should criticize people that eat meat. You know, because I could just easily argue the whole factor of eating plants and vegetation. I could say, you know, they can't, you know, I said versus, you know, it's life too, but guess what? It's life that can't actually stop you from eating them. So basically, you know, it's like saying you got an apple. Apple can't do nothing to stop you from eating it. Basically, it's on the food tray. It's just sitting there still. It's like, doing, you know, it's like, what the hell, you know? Oh shoot, I'm getting eaten. And you know, it's like being freaking paralyzed, you know, born paralyzed, you know, and you know, the only realization is you have come into the world, but you have come into the world only just to be food for some other organism to devour, and you know, back around with the food chain again. But you know, I could just as well say the same thing for stuff, for animals that come, you know, I mean, we sit up there, we got cattle and other stuff. You know, the argument could be said, well, you know, they're there basically to feed us, to feed the rest of the world. You know, so I don't see much of a difference between the vegetable factor and, you know, the livestock factor. I mean, either or, same scenario. One is plant, one is animal. You know, one you can see the pain, you can see the agony a little bit more. The one you can't see it so well because basically it's much more on a silent level. But that does not mean it's not there. Of course, I could just arguably say, well, just don't eat nothing, just starve, or you know, if we ever get to a point of evolution in our life where we can just literally survive off sun and air, then, you know, everyone would be happy and we wouldn't have no problems. Unfortunately, we have not reached that level of evolution yet. Probably maybe another million years before we can ever hope to see that. Let me see. I think pretty much I covered all the things that I don't like about this country. Well, all right. Now we're gonna cover the things that I really do like about this country. Well, for one, I love the fact that you got the freedom of speech. That's it. You can just say anything you want. I mean, you can talk about people's mothers. You can make fun of religion. I mean, there's anything. I tell you, you know, it's just awesome. You know, that right there. You know, I mean, there should never be a situation where you should never not have the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, that's like one of the most important. I mean, I think laws that we got. I mean, that right there, that's like in, you know, that's in with the Constitution and everything. You know, that's, people need that. You know, because if you don't have that, then I think people would just freaking just do anything they want to do. You know, it would be pure anarchy. Another thing that I think I like about this country, the level of diversity. You know, that I like the diversity factor, because you got all different types of types of people and cultural differences. You got that mix, kind of that melting pot type thing going on, which really works out. And I really like that. Another thing, I definitely, let me see, I can say that I like about this country. Well, I mean, despite, with the laws, we do have due process. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it works. Don't get me wrong, people have been, have had not so good stuff happen to them with the due, with the due process and all that, with the justice thing. Our justice is okay, it's better, it's better than some of these other places. I'll say that. Let's see. Well, we live in a society where we have plenty of information at our fingertips. I think that's great. I like that about this country. The thing is, if there's anything you want to know, you can, all you have to do is go on the computer, it's right there. It's not censored out like China, you can pretty much get a hold of almost anything, that's, minus all the conspiracy stuff and all that, but that works out. There's plenty of food in this country, which is cool. Of course, it doesn't help that you got so many people that are obese, but that's another story. With the fatness and the getting bigger and the heart attacks and the freaking daggone diabetes and all other lovely diseases forming and creating, making new diseases. This isn't a poor country, so I can definitely say that. Not really a poor country. We do have educated people here, even though it seems like sometimes when I look, it seems like the majority of the country is ran by idiots. I don't know. It's like, what the hell? Are there monkeys at the helm? Someone please get a real human, please. I don't know. And I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm just glad I'm not a fourth world country somewhere. It's a good place. I wouldn't want to be nowhere else. I don't sit there and wrap myself in the flag or all that kind of stuff. But we got pretty good here. We can almost can get away with murder. Gotta love it. That and for the most part, that concludes this segment of United States of America section. And I hope to see you next time. Same time, as always. Good night, good evening, and I'll see you in the future.